Hey guys, Jshin here. Want to give you a quick little Episode 7 review for the new Star Wars movie that just came out recently. So it's going to have some spoilers that I want to talk about. But before the spoilers go, I'll give you my quick review. Overall, I think this was a really well done movie. A lot of fun to watch. It's surprisingly funny. Funnier than I thought originally, but definitely worth a watch. So yeah, 8 out of 10 in my book, and I'll explain here in a little bit for my spoiler section, so I don't ruin the movie for you guys. But I give it 8 out of 10. Definitely go watch this damn thing. But there's two things that ruin it for me as to why my number is a little lower. So yeah, go watch the movie, enjoy it, and then come back and watch my spoiler section. So you understand everything I'm about to gripe about. Alright, so anyway, let's get into the spoiler section. 8 out of 10. Now, with what I'm about to tell you, do not even think for 1 second I am griping about this movie in a full negative way. This is an amazing movie, a lot of fun to watch, but some of the things in the storyline just kind of irk me. Mainly it's about the Rey character. She just kind of fluctuates in power like really quickly in the storyline, and that takes me back on, like, I just feel like they did it as a plot, fixture that they wanted to throw in and just speed things along. So when you first meet her, she's on Jakku, and she's a scavenger. She just goes around, gets metal and stuff that she finds and sells it, gets rations, food, whatever the hell she's doing on her planet, right? And part of her story is that she wants to stay on Jakku for her parents or whoever dropped her off. You don't know who did it. You assume the parents, I'm assuming. But so she's just this chick who knows how to fight with a stick and, kick some butt a little bit. She's not a great fighter, but she knows how to throw a punch. She can handle her own. But as the movie progresses, when she finds out that she's basically force sensitive, like near the middle of the movie, she just starts getting more and more power, like out of nowhere. And I think Episode 8 is going to explain that, but right now, I just think it was like a real quick plot toss in that just kind of escalated the storyline for no reason for her character, just because they just said, we have to do this in the storyline, let's get it done. So she's at one point, she gets captured, and she fights off a trained force practitioner. I don't want to count him as a Sith, because I don't think he's a Sith. Kylo Ren is who I'm talking about, but she gets kidnapped, or captured, and he's interrogating her, and he's probing her mind through the Force, and she fights him off, which I give it to her, but then she probes his mind, and I'm like, oh, alright, I'll give her that. But before this, she has Force premonitions that she could see visions. When she picks up Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, she could see visions of the past, and they all kind of involve her, I think, but they're real quick, they're not really full explained in the story or anything, so you're just kind of like, well, what the hell was that stuff? What was that? You don't know. You have to wait for Episode 8 to find out. Which is fine, but again, like I said, it just takes me out of the character. Then the next part would be the very end, which I know a lot of people were irked by this one. Is that, okay, Kylo Ren is a trained Force user, okay? He's trained in the arts. He was supposed to be a Jedi, but he left the Order, and, Luke went into hiding because, Kylo decided to kill everybody or something. Maybe it was Kylo. We don't fully know for certain, but in either case, Kylo's trained. He's trained. He's able to deflect blaster bolts, all this stuff, but he's not that great, because you can tell the way that he does his maneuverings. He's not like elegant in his maneuvers. He just kind of does them because he's like reacting really quickly, which is really neat to see. But then when he fights Rey at the end, he says something to her. He's like, you're strong in the Force, but you need to be trained or whatever, however he says it. And then she closes her eyes, opens them, and all of a sudden she's like, boom, I'm a badass, and just whoops his ass like nothing. It's like, okay, that escalated very quickly. So that took me back a little bit. I was like, no, I don't like the progression of her character into power was well done. I think it was just rushed. And, if you look at Luke, he didn't become this great Force user until, 3 movies in? In Return of the Jedi, then he was able to fight with a lightsaber really well. Until then, he kind of did okay in The Empire Strikes Back, but Vader still beat his ass. And, it showed that Vader was the more trained Sith Lord over the Jedi, at the time. And, yeah. And then the other thing that really got me was the push on the love story. Basically, I'm calling it now Finn and Rey are supposed to be the love story of the movie, which doesn't bug me. It's just the fact that I felt like it was pushed in the story, like they just wanted to get it to go. And it kind of makes sense for Finn's character, because they do explain it, like why he's so attached to her so quickly. Was he says it like really early in the movie, like he does explain it, why he gets that way, and it makes sense, but still it just feels rushed on screen, and I didn't really feel it. I didn't get the feel that they were trying to give me. But it doesn't ruin the movie for these two things. Honestly, it's a great movie. Harrison Ford, sorry to see him go, but awesome job as Han Solo. He carried the damn movie. He was funny. He was awesome. Carrie Fisher, I think, was the only character. Princess Leia, sorry. Like her parts were just kind of like, kind of mediocre. She didn't do terrible. It's just nothing to brag home and, you know, brag about. You know, she wasn't that great. But Kylo Ren, I had people like tell me, oh, it's just episode 4 redone. But then if you take that, I really like the comparison. Like you show like Vader being this like smart tactical man, you know, Force user and all this stuff, and the Sith Lord, and he's intimidating as shit. Like he's a scary dude. You know, Lord Vader was fucking scary. And then you have Kylo Ren, when, you know, don't get me wrong, he'd be scary too, but at the beginning, it's like, when he gets mad, he doesn't have that elegance that Vader had to scare the shit out of people. He just throws temper tantrums and starts killing people or whatever. Like, he gets mad that the girl goes away, and he decides to smash a chair, and 2 stormtroopers are like, nope, not going down that way, ain't gonna get killed by him. Deuces. But yeah, I like the Kylo Ren and Vader comparison in my head that I came up with, since people were doing that one. I was like, yeah, it's really cool. Different character. I like the take they're going on him. And yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on the movie. Definitely worth a watch. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, watch the damn thing. But if you didn't watch it, why are you in my spoiler section? Until next time, though, guys. Jshin Goku out.